Hi, my name's Chris. Today we're going to be making corn muffins, just a little kind of variation on the theme of the standard corn muffin. First, we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of standard white flour. We're going to use the same amount, 1 1/4 cups of cornmeal, not corn flour, but cornmeal. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, 3/4 of a tablespoon of salt, and then you can take a whisk and just kind of combine those ingredients. You're going to be combining them again when you add the wet, but it's just good to get them mixed together somewhat evenly before you do that. That is 2 eggs, and you're going to beat those eggs before you add anything else. What I like to do instead of doing just a straight cup of whole milk is stop just short of 1 cup and top off the rest with some heavy cream. This is not a health-conscious recipe, but it makes it just a bit more rich. We add that. What I like to do is use mayonnaise. This is a 1/4 cup. You should go just a little bit short of a 1/4 cup. And then you're going to mix these ingredients together, whisk these together. And then you're just going to whisk those together. At this point, if you just wanted to have a standard corn muffin with all of the extras, you could just mix this thoroughly, put this in muffin tins and put it in the oven, and you'd have a nice standard corn muffin. And here we have some fresh corn. It's roughly a 1 1/4 to a 1 1/2. They're not cooked, it's raw. You can use canned corn. The fresh corn, I think, tastes a little bit better and adds a little more natural corn flavor. You just throw that right in. This is minced jalapenos. This is roughly 1/2 or a little less than 1/2 of a decent-sized jalapeno, a thumb-sized jalapeno roughly, with the seeds in, and mince it fairly small so that people don't get big chunks of jalapeno. The zest of 2 limes just adds a little bit of citrus to it, which is a nice balance to the other flavors. And then this is roughly 2 1/2, 3 tablespoons of roasted red peppers. I've just cut them up in small chunks, kind of dice them, again, just to add a little bit extra flavor. It also adds a little bit extra moisture, so you may find when you mix this together that the moisture, will liquefy this a bit more, and you might want to add a bit more flour, but actually this seems fine. This is roughly 4 to 5 ounces of extra sharp cheddar cheese. Kind of break that up. These were just shredded through a standard cheese grater, and whisk that in. And at this point, when all the ingredients get mixed together, they're ready to go in the muffin tins. This is looking a little bit thick, so what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more milk. And this is on top of the 1 cup that was added as part of the normal recipe. And that looks a bit better. Okay. So I'm using a fairly heavy muffin tin. The brand is Wherever. I personally think it's better to use a heavier muffin tin rather than a thinner, lighter one, because the muffins cook more evenly, the heat distributes more evenly, and you're more likely to get a muffin that comes out evenly cooked, nice and crispy on the bottom, but done on the inside as opposed to burnt and somewhat raw on the inside. Settle them a little bit before you put them in. And then they go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And so it's time to check them. So I'm just going to go in here with a toothpick. Comes out clean, they're done. Looking cool. Well, they're moist, so they turn out very well.